How's it going, everybody? Texas Man here. Hope that you guys are all having a spectacular day. If you guys would, please give this video a thumbs up. If you guys do really enjoy it, subscribe, of course, if you guys have not already. Also, do me the biggest favor of all, make sure you guys hit that bell notification button so you guys don't miss out on future videos or streams here on the channel. And as always, if you guys have any movies, TV shows, or games you guys would like me to cover here on the channel, please let me know in the comments down below. And as always, we're going to be talking positives and negatives, talking about Justice League Dark Apokolpis War. After this video has come out, I will have reviewed every single Justice League movie that I can get in my region. Unfortunately, I think there's like 3 or 4 Justice League animated movies that I can't watch, including Flashpoint Paradox and Trapped in Time. So, unfortunately, those movies I just can't get in my region. I can't get them on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. I can't even get it on a digital store. So, I apologize for that, but I do have a Justice League playlist set up, and you guys can watch my reviews of all the past Justice League movies and all upcoming Justice League animated films. I do plan on trying my best to get a copy of it and reviewing it for you guys. And when those reviews come out, they will be added to that Justice League playlist as well. So, Justice League Apokolpis War came out in 2020. It is rated R. Like I said, it's about an hour and a half long. And it is a sequel to a lot of the past Justice League movies that I have already reviewed. And it basically is the gigantic cinematic conclusion to past films, including Justice League Doom, War, and Justice League versus the Teen Titans. And it makes it where this film has a gigantic roster of characters, just an enormous roster of characters, including, obviously, Darkseid, Raven, John Constantine, Superman, Captain Boomerang, King Shark, Batman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Lex Luthor, and Harley Quinn, and a bunch of other characters from Justice League, the Teen Titans, and, of course, the Suicide Squad. The film's plot is basically very simple. Basically, the Justice League tries to go to Apokolpis, Darkseid's planet, tries to defeat Darkseid, tries to blow up the planet before Darkseid can launch his third attempt invasion to Earth and into our dimension. And unfortunately, things don't go according to plan. I will say the biggest negative I want to... Two negatives, this is the first one, is that it does a time jump in the beginning of the film, and I hated it. It does this, it's like, is it 7 months or 2 years? I think it's like a 2-year gap. Try not to confuse it with another show I'm watching. But it's a 2-year gap, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But it's a 2-year gap between them trying to stop Darkseid, and then Earth has been already invaded by Darkseid, and, 99% of the planet is his. But they do this time jump, and I hated it because you don't get to really see how Darkseid defeats the invading Justice League forces until towards the end of the film. And this time jumping thing, showing past events when you could have just done it in chronological order, I didn't like that. It's like, okay, so the Earth is just in ruins now all of a sudden, and I'm just like, how did this happen? And it takes an hour before we get a full explanation as to how and why, and I really don't like that. But the film's plot continues after that, where the Justice League is seeking revenge against Darkseid, and the fact that he's basically almost eliminated all human life on Earth, and he's willing to stop at nothing to kill all the survivors. And basically what he's going to try to do, Darkseid, is turn the Earth into nothingness. He basically just wants to absorb the molten core of Earth, take it, and then leave Earth as a desolate wasteland. The film lacks basically character development. There is some, but for the most part, the film is focused on high-stake action moments. This movie is kind of like the DC version of Avengers Endgame, just animated in half the runtime. There are some character-driven moments, like Raven and Damian, which is basically Robin 2.0. They finally admit that they love each other. They do kiss. And I was like, yay, finally, they made that canon. If you guys are confused as to why in the world this Robin is falling in love with Raven instead of with Starfire, is because this is Batman's biological son, not just Robin that he raises and becomes Nightwing. The Robin that becomes Nightwing is the Robin that falls in love with Starfire in the Teen Titans show. So, got to keep those two things separate. The film is very realistic, especially when it comes to action. Very gory, very violent, but realistic in terms of, someone's arm being ripped off and torn off and people getting eaten. It is very violent, but, it's DC. It's not supposed to be, oh, look, we're going to crack a joke every 15 seconds and hope you like it. This movie is called Dark Apokolpis War for a reason. It's a war, and it's dark. It's rated R, so there you go. And then lastly, I want to talk about the ending. I think the ending, using the Flashpoint paradox again because of the Flash, I think it was a great way to end this part of the DC animated franchise of films and kick off a new universe. It's great because everything in this movie and everything prior to this film could still be canon, but it's in a separate universe. It's in a separate paradox universe. So everything that happens in these movies still can be considered canon and still be enjoyed, but it also allows for a new universe to start off with, of course, things of Justice League, aka Injustice, and Justice League War World, and things that have been coming out recently for the Justice League animated films. So it's a good way to keep those things separate, so it's not so convoluted and crazy trying to figure out, hey, well, this all happened. How come these characters are now like this? So in that way, I think Justice League Dark Apokolpis War ending works really well. And I was always wondering, I'm like, okay, how are you going to end this film? Because a lot of characters, and I don't want to go into specifics, but a lot of characters in this movie do unfortunately die, or sometimes they'll be captured by Darkseid and whatever battle damage they've been taken has been replaced by Cyborg, and so certain characters are like half human and half cyborg now, and it looks weird. And trying to continue seeing, for example, Starfire, half human, half cyborg kind of thing, it's just weird. I don't think anyone would like to see that continuing on. So I think the Flashpoint paradox thing was a good way to end it. I think it was a satisfying way to wipe the slate clean and start off a new universe. So overall, I think Justice League Apokolpis War was a good movie. Highly encourage you guys to check it out. Obviously, if you're going to watch this, make sure you guys watch Doom, War, and Justice League versus the Teen Titans, especially those three films, before you watch this, so you can understand what's happening and why. So I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching. Have an awesome day. And I'll see you guys on the next video or stream. Bye, guys.